We got
Miley Cyrus, used to be young. Ooh, this is gonna be relatable, I feel like.
Let's see what she got.
Truth is bulletproof, there's no fooling you. I don't dress the same. Me and who you say I was yesterday have gone our separate ways. Left my living fast somewhere in the past, cause that's for chasing cars. Turns out open bars lead to broken hearts. I'm going way too far. I know it used to be crazy. I know it used to be fun. You say it used to be wild. I say I used to be young. You tell me time has done changed me. That's fine, I've had a good run. I know I used to be crazy. That's cause I used to be young. Take one, pour it out, it's not worth crying about the things you can't erase. Like tattoos and regrets, words I never meant, the ones that got away. Left my living fast somewhere in the past and took another road. Turns out crowded rooms empty out as soon, there's somewhere else to go. I know it used to be crazy. I know it used to be fun. You say it used to be wild. I say I used to be young. You tell me time has done changed me. That's fine, I've had a good run. I know I used to be crazy. That's cause I used to be young. I know it used to be crazy, messed up, but God, was it fun? I know it used to be wild. That's cause I used to be young. Those wasted nights are not wasted. I remember everyone. I know I used to be crazy. That's cause I used to be young. You tell me time has done changed me. That's fine, I've had a good run. I know I used to be crazy. That's cause I used to be young.
Yep.
Exactly.
Yep. I love this song. And first of all, I thought it was so deliberate that she wore the Mickey Mouse shirt underneath the red. And I think it's her telling us, she used to be like this Disney star. And I think, it very much relates to the verses when she talks about, how she used to be this and this. But like hearing her tone, you can hear that she was like kind of missing that, like missing how she used to be. But then toward the end, when you notice the back of her closing, her feeling about what she was just saying shifts to accepting that, she isn't like wild anymore, and, she used to be young. And I don't know, I thought the song was very relatable, but at the same time, I can empathize with how she feels.
Yeah. I agree with everything you said. And I like a good song about change, especially a song that talks about how you feel about your past. Obviously, it's a song of reflection. I think for Miley, she's looking back and like you said, like she's accepted her past. You know, she's even said like I've had a good run, right? And although she does acknowledge that she's had some regrets, she's she's not wistful for the past. Like it doesn't sound like she'd go back and change anything. It's more of a I had a wild ride. I was wild and young, and I'm okay with that. But that's when I was young. I'm now a different person, and
Yeah.
I'm not the same. And so that one line she has, the truth is bulletproof. There's no fooling you. I don't dress the same. Me and who you say I was yesterday have gone our separate ways, right? And I think what I really like about that line is not only how you change, but how the people around you change. Their perception of you and their expectations of you may not change, but when you change and the people around you don't, there is this drift in your social circle. And I think that's when friends start to drift apart because one person is changing and sometimes changing in a drastic way, like Miley, and then some people expect you to stay the same. And I think that's telling on where people are. You know, whether you've changed a lot of times your social circle tends to change a lot. And, you know, people that stay the same, I think when they get together with people that they grew up with, they tend to reminisce about the past a lot, which indicates like a yearning for the past. Because I think we all reminisce about the past because there are things about the past that we idolize. And I think sometimes we tend to give a lot of weight to the fun times we had in the past. And sometimes we can tend to forget about the bad times, but I don't know if that's the case for Miley.
On top of that, like what really made me watery behind the eyes was when she talks about herself. You know, there's a difference between what you're talking about and romanticizing about the past and the people that you used to be with, but what she's also talking about is the person that she used to be and realizing that she's no longer that same person. Like that message is extremely relatable for me because I used to feel very distant with, and I still do feel this way. I still feel very distant from the person that I used to be. And one day you kind of wake up and accept that you're no longer that person. And yeah.
Yeah, and I mean, and just to add to that, you know, like even this line, I know I used to be crazy. I know I used to be fun. You say I used to be wild. I say I used to be young. You know, it's this perception. Like usually when people say you've changed, it's not used in a positive way. It's used in a way where it's like, you're not the same person who you used to be, and I would rather you be that person than the new you. And in this case, she says, you tell me time has done changed me. That's fine. You know, like her response to that is like, I know it's changed me and I'm fine with that. I'm not trying to be who I was. That's when I was young, right? And I think she's implying that she's older, she's matured. She's not trying to go back to being wild and crazy. But I think that person misses that side of her. And I think it's common for people to miss sides of us, especially the younger side where we can tend to be a little more wild, crazy, young, maybe reckless or impulsive or reckless at times. I think when we're young, we tend to be that way because we're not overthinking things. We can, it's weird. At least for me, it's like you're more present when you're young. You're not really thinking, you're not having this consequential thinking about, oh, what can possibly happen or what are people are going to think of me. It's more like you're just living. Mm-hmm. And I think she's had a similar experience, especially when she was younger, obviously.
I thought this was very self-reflective, as if she's looking at herself in the mirror. And I thought it was interesting that the whole music video, she's looking directly at the camera. It almost feels like we're looking at her like a reflection. And so you mentioned earlier, like you felt like it was someone telling her that she used to be this and this. I think it's her just recognizing this within herself.
Yeah, but I mean, she's using the word you. So it's a response as well, right? You tell me time is done, change me. Someone has said that to her.
No, or she can be looking at herself.
Or she's having a conversation with herself.
Like internally, yes.
Like an internal monologue.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, it can be. Yeah, it
I
can
like
definitely
this
be that.
song a lot.
Yeah, this is really good.
Mm-hmm.
Look at this line. Left my living fast somewhere in the past and took another road. You know, so she's acknowledging like she's taken a different path in her life and she's happy with that. And it's telling with her music, her sound. And we've said this before when we've done music reactions with Miley in the past. You know, you're going from Wrecking Ball to, you know, like this song, for instance, or even the song, I love the cover she did with Zombies and Cranberry. I think's the name of the song, if I remember right. And killed it. She had that, during that time, it was more of a retro rock type of style that she was doing. Remember that album? What was the name of that album that we did? Where she was more...
I feel like it started with an M.
Damn, I forget. I mean, I can look it up. I mean, it's not a big deal. And